Good afternoon, welcome to Skybus Oval here in beautiful Lauderdale. We've got the second half of the TSL season opener between Lauderdale and Clarence coming your way on the live stream. Apologies we weren't with you earlier, but we have sorted our issues out and it's great to be able to bring you the second half of this one. Brent Costello is my name, and alongside me in commentary this afternoon is Andrew Cooling. Good afternoon, Drewy.
Yeah, good afternoon, Brent. Great to finally be able to bring these pictures to you, and an interesting second half in store. We've got Clarence holding sway, 4-7-31 to Lauderdale, 2-3-15. A low-scoring, tight first half here at the tip.
Absolutely. Looking forward to this, and looking forward to the campaigns of these two teams in 2023 as well. A lot to like about the Clarence Footy Club. Had a really good campaign last year. Got to that prelim final, of course, and went down unfortunately, but they have recruited pretty well over the season. Colin Garland's back, retired for a few months but named in the team, and looking forward to seeing how he goes this afternoon as well. So some nice little subplots, and Lauderdale of course that elimination final loss to the Roos last year at the Twin Ovals, that really low scoring game. So looking forward to this one this afternoon. Take it away, Drewy.
As the umpire just makes sure everyone is in the correct positions, and we'll throw it up and get underway in the second half. Green up against Siggins. Siggins just scooped it out there. Green couldn't get it. Taken away. Bell Chambers in there. He was driven into the turf. Quick hands were good from Siggins. They'll drive it forward. Searching ball down there in the Christensen direction. The ball came in from behind. Patton was down there. Kicked one of the Bombers' skulls in the first. That's a heavy hit off the ball. Play continuing. And we'll have a stoppage here in a second. And a physical start to the third quarter.
That was the coach, the new coach of Lauderdale too, involved in that. Alan Christensen, of course. Great to see him take the reins over the off-season. The players have loved it too, as Smith taps it down. Doesn't go too far. And speaking to Sam Siggins yesterday at the press conference, very, very delighted to be playing under Alan Christensen, and looking forward to seeing what he can do with his team in 2023. You see the kick there, it's gone out of bounds on the full. A 16-point margin in this third term. Nice crowd in for Good Friday footy, the season opener. Cars go back deeply here at the tip, which is great to see. Garland went for the mark. Green got the kick and smacked it down right to the middle here at Skybus Oval. Ball picked up there by Hay. They go forward again, the Roos. We're just outside the centre square. Handball got away. And chance for Lauderdale to move it forward once more through McGuinness. Little kick forward. Take it. Ahead to the boundary side. And the side boundary. There's the birthday boy, Michael Blackburn. But Clarence turned the footy over. Big tackle from Bell Chambers, back in this Lauderdale team for 2023 after spending the last couple of years over in Geelong. And we'll have a ball up.
Good start to this quarter from that man, Philip Bell Chambers, making his presence felt. A couple of good tackles there late early on. So Clarence with a 16-point lead. Siggins won it down. Flicked back over the top there by Francis, but just running out of real estate, and the umpire will go again. Goals have been hard to come by here this afternoon. So much due to the conditions. The rain staying away for the time being. It's back into play. Green and Siggins, a fascinating duel that's going to be. Two of the very best. Green gets the better of him this time, but it'll be Siggins who fights on. Handballed over the top. Baxter Norton there for Clarence. He's turned it over though. No one can keep a hold of the ball as they send it forward. Swinton, drop one he should have had. Invites in Christensen. Swinton then lays the tackle on him. Christensen just getting it away in time. Bell Chambers driving through it. Eventually the Roos will just blast it clear towards halfway. It's a nice mark taken back there by Stanley.
Mentioned Baxter Norton there, Drewy. He's captaining Clarence today. Jared Harper out of the side with a back injury. James Holmes also missing with a back as well. And mark taken there. Lauderdale inside 50. Big forward from Broomhall to the left forward pocket. Ends up in the hands of the Bombers still. And Christensen wheels around the body. Shot on goal, drifts across the face, bounces out of bounds on the full, in fact. The Roos bring it back in. Couple of big outs for them, as I mentioned. And the Bombers missing Bryce Walsh through suspension still. Carryover from last year, obviously. Ball up here on the far side of the ground. These two teams playing for the Speak Up State Chatty Cup 2 today. 10th year. Which is fantastic. Wearing the socks. Logo too on the jerseys. Big tap down from the Lynch medalist in Siggins. What a player he is. What a season he had last year. Ruck, midfield, forward. He can do it all, the great man, and expect a bit more of that this year too. He said yesterday. Do whatever he needs to do to get the job done for his team. Wins it out of the ruck there. Boots it forward. Bouncing ball. Broomhall there. He might have been taken high, was he? Ball in.
Space hard to find out there at the moment, isn't it? A very tight, congested game. The opening minutes of this third quarter. A lot of running into open field. Every metre really being fought by just tumbling kicks forward and then getting to the next contest. It's a scrappy contest with a lot of stoppages. Siggins won that one down. Coming through was Continenza. And the dump has been called there by the umpire. The free kick will go the way of the Bombers. They'll just retreat temporarily. Going backwards to go forwards here. Haven't really been able to keep a hold of the football in the opening moments. Eventually, they'll be forced to kick it inside forward 50. It wasn't a great kick though. It was always to the advantage there of the Roos, and the intercept taken before they had to switch it out. Taken there by Wiley in the back pocket.
A good player for them for a long time, Keegan Wiley. Works it right in front of the commentary position. Oh, dribble outside for another boundary throw-in. As you mentioned, these two teams played the elimination final last year, and it was Clarence who prevailed on that really weird game of footy, Drew. Low-scoring game at the Twin Ovals, the neutral venue of the Twin Ovals last year, of course. Siggins had all to himself again. Another ball up. Of course, the Roos have welcomed back Noah Holmes too over the off-season. Great addition to get the former Clarence player back to the footy club after spending some time in the Old Scholars competition. Rainbird. His helmet that we know he wears all the time now due to those concussions he's had. And now Lauderdale turn the footy over. They move it forward through Steinbauer. Inside 50 now. What can they do here, the Bombers? It's a kick off the boot. And now Blackburn. He was interrupted as he went for goal. They still have the football though. Flirting with the boundary now and eventually over for another boundary throw-in.
Yeah, nicely done there by the Clarence defence. Some quick hands from Christensen who threatened to lead to a scoring chance. Doing all the attacking early doors here in quarter number 3, Lauderdale. Need something to show for it, 16 points in arrears. One down, decisively snapped, but that was smothered. And looking for the high tackle is Wiley and getting it. Just angled the body, knew to draw the contact, and it came there from Perkins. Usually a good user of the football. Even Wiley not seeing anything particularly appealing, so he drives a low bullet, and getting out across to deal with that was Hayden Smith. He punches it into touch, does the big ruckman. Scoring chances hard to find in the opening moments of quarter number 3. Clarence 16 points ahead after the first half. Siggins again wins that one down. That went past it. The Roos will look to take it away here. Baxter Norton along the wing. Drives them up the line. One-on-one contest there, and it's a good strong mark taken. And the Roos get something going forwards here. They'll send it deep. Is Garland down there? He is. He gets a hand to it. He gathers, and Garland dribbles it towards goal and gets the first of quarter number 3. Colin Garland dribbles it home and extends the Roos lead to 22 points. It's the first time they've gone 4 to 50 this quarter, but they've got the only goal to show for it, Brent Costello.
Nice reward. Great to see Colin Garland back. Played so well last year. Hudson Medal, of course, as the competition's leading goal kicker. We're a little surprised that we saw him retire, but he's back, which is fantastic to see. And obviously Clarence are a real genuine premiership chance, and we saw that man Noah Holmes boot it long inside 50. He'll be really important to this group too moving forward in season 2023.
Do you reckon the Launceston departures might have just influenced Garland's decision to come back this year?
Maybe. They're certainly going to be a premiership fancy, the Roos. There's no doubt about that. And probably going to be the closest comp we've had for probably a decade, Drew, I reckon. Obviously, the Launceston teams have dominated for such a long time, but you just feel this will be a really tight competition as we restart in the middle. Ball not going to go too far just yet. So nice little break here for the Roos now. 22-point margin. Almost 10 minutes gone in this third term. Christensen throws it on the boot. Heads to the wing. Bouncing ball. Backs to Norton cleverly. Tap forward. We'll get it back now. The standing skipper this afternoon. Roos have it on the outer side of Skybus Oval. And that kick's gone straight down the throat of the Bombers. Said nice crowd in this afternoon. Sutton takes the overhead mark. Goes towards the paint of 50 again, but that's a great mark. Back with the flight of the footy to Harry Fisher. He centres it to Anderton. Anderton finds a running teammate. They go right in front of us here in the commentary position. Chance to go forward again here for Clarence. That's a good, strong overhead mark. Pre-short goes inside 50, looking for Garland again. He's too strong, he's too big, he's too powerful. Takes another mark. A chance now to go back and line up for his second in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, the Lauderdale defence would have thought they were well set up to deal with that ball coming in. Had a man in front of him, a man behind him. It didn't matter, he just extended the jukes between the pair of them. Takes a strong mark. Sometimes take more than two defenders to try and stop Colin Garland. And a chance for his second goal of the quarter.
The former Melbourne Demon came back home. Some time at North Hobart, then headed to the Eastern Shore to play with Clarence. The Richardson medal he won last year. That one has gone to the right though, minus score. Thanks Clarence to 5-8-38. Lauderdale 2-3-15.
So the Bombers from the back pocket need to get something going here as Sutton drives them out of defence. Spill came from behind and it's going to go over the line for a throw in. Probably the easier end to attack. Not a massive wind of edge, maybe a slight edge to Lauderdale. Suggest off these opening few minutes. So if they're going to make some inroads into this lead, it needs to happen in quarter number 3. Siggins again up against Green in the ruck. Two of the very best going at it. That one just straight out of play. Sutton quite happy to find the safety of the line.
I need to correct myself there, Drew. I said the Richardson medal. The Richardson medal's the rising star. Colin Garland won the Hudson medal, of course, as the leading goal kicker in 2022.
It's a bag of 13 or 14 he kicked late in the year to get over the line in that one. He was on fire that day. It's going to be a big part of this Clarence side this year. Green wins that one down. Again, no one able to get any separation from the contest, but Prockney laying a strong tackle. A very contested sort of contest, this one. One for the Speed Demons out wide. The inside sort of game. Siggins prominent and again, just sucked towards the boundary line. Rinse and repeat.
12 minutes into this third term. Clarence in control. And it comes again. Green and Siggins go at it. No one got a clear advantage, but Norton got it. But Sutton, and I think Norton will get the free kick here. Will indeed. A chance for another inside 50 here. Or red and the white. Standing skipper today, backs to Norton. Jared Harper, of course, he goes to the left forward pocket. That's going to go out of bounds. After he throw in. Good Friday footy. A couple of other games today too for round 1 of the TSL. Tigers in control against the Demons at North Hobart. Then tonight, the blockbuster from UTAS Stadium under lights. Lonnie and North Lonnie, the two arch rivals, going head to head. Looking forward to that. Trainbird, the tackle there. Restart. Siggins smacked it down. Again, the ball doesn't travel too far. Locked inside the Roos forward 50 here. Goes again, Garland won on this occasion. Spills out the back to Norton, and Baxter Norton splits the middle, and the Blues are up and about here at Skybus Oval.
And he's loved his work there, Baxter Norton, and his teammates enjoying it too. They all sprint to get around him. And Clarence get another one and kick away now to a fairly decisive 29-point lead when Lauderdale have only scored 2 goals for the game. That's a pretty serious break they've got now. They've absorbed quite a bit of pressure at the other end of this quarter, and now they're taking their chances when they get them at the other end. And I think it's pretty imperative the Bombers get the next one here. Well, they're in big trouble.
They are indeed. Danger signs here at the moment for the Bombers, there's no doubt about that.
Could use a centre clearance here, that's for sure. Clarence with the only 2 goals of quarter number 3. And you can see the confidence just flowing through that group after that Baxter Norton snap from the pocket on the non-preferred from the tight angle. It was a fine finish. Siggins takes it away from Green, just blasted high into the sky. It'll come down with snow on it, but in the end, a good mark taken there. Defence for the Roos. This one's just chipped short, nearly the 15 metres, but Green paid the mark, and he gets them moving towards the wing. Put the ball in dispute, though. That allowed Ratcliffe in. He got it to Christensen, delays the handball and gives off inside. They'll chip it towards half forward where Patton was in some space. Important kick coming up here. Can he find a target inside 50? He can, because Josh McGuinness had just snuck out the back, and he'll kick from a 45-degree angle. And a tough kick, but a must kick this one for the Bombers.
Yeah, they need it. There's no doubt about that. And what a player this man's been for this footy club for such a long time, Josh McGuinness. Seen him playing all parts of the ground.
Very capable at either end. They need a goal from their star man here. McGuinness from the angle. Sends it across the face. Doesn't trouble the scorers. In the end, it's going to be out of bounds on the full, and Wiley and chip it to the opposite back pocket, and the Roos will look to reload.
Mark not taken there. Dangerous spot to drop it, but they got out of danger there, the Roos. Now Stanley. And they work it forward now through Siggins. Loads up just before the paint of 50. Goes to the square. Mark not taken by Smith. Spills out the back. Bouncing ball towards the goal line, but McGuinness comfortably sees it over. And a bit of push and shove going on there between McGuinness and Liam Howard. Going on. These two teams don't like each other. We know that the rivalry's probably come out of it a little bit in more recent times. Looks like a free kick's been paid here to Josh McGuinness, so we'll get another chance to go back here and try and make amends for the out on the full a few moments ago. We wheel around here. Joshy McGuinness does just that and gets a much-needed goal for his team. They stay in touch, the Bombers. 44 plays 21 now as the air raid siren blasts around Skybus Oval.
Yeah, badly needed that one, and just some ill discipline there from the Roos. Always riskier when it's in your defensive end of the field and those scraps break out, because the free kick's going to be far more damaging, and McGuinness able to take full advantage there. Gifted one to get back into it, having missed moments earlier. Cuts the margin to 23 points. They need to build from that, though. Clarence still firmly in the ascendancy, but won't please the coach a whole bunch, I wouldn't have thought, just giving away a goal like that. A fracas off the ball there. Guy spotted the retaliation. Back to 23 points. Siggins wins it down. Green followed up, but Siggins just blasted out of the air away from him. Mark taken there. Defence. The Roos will look to reload here. Swings it wide. Swinging the teammate in some space. Green continues to work it there. Dropping one he should have had was Hay. Recovered, handball, and then missed the target Ryan with the handball as well. Not a good few seconds there for Brendan Hay. Throw in on the far side.
Mentioned the coach not being happy, but G. Peter Ryan's done a great job with this group, hasn't he, since coming on board last year. Great to see him back at the helm for 2023. Comes again. Smith and Green. Smith got it down to Bell Chambers. Chambers though wrapped up in the tackle in pre-short. Coaching time on here in the third term. Matt Franklin there on the screen. She's a veteran of this footy club now, been here a long time at Lauderdale. Smith got first use. But it's the Roos who get the advantage, and Proprotny gets it inside 50 once more. To the top of the square, out the back, and someone get it. Holmes is there. Welcome back to Clarence. Noah Holmes gets another goal for the Roos, and that advantage increases again.
Out to 29 points, he's third of the afternoon. Noah Holmes, he's got 3, Garland has 2. 5 of the 7 coming from those big boys in attack. Fairly handy to have those guys in the forward line. Too many premiership teams don't have a spearhead or two up top who can kick you a bag and win a game, and Clarence with a very dangerous duo.
Got a couple now, haven't they? Yeah.
Like you put the work into one of them, but that's just going to give opportunities for the other. And Holmes with 3 so far this afternoon, enjoying his start to the season. Roos kicked clear by 29 again. Bombers looking for a response out of the middle. Ryan was there over the top. Smith gathers, tries to dance around a couple, put it out in front of Sutton, but trapped and one back. The smother came there. Tompkins out after it, grabs it immediately, seized though by Ed Stanley, puts him in a strong tackle, and we'll have a ball up. So we tick into red time.
It's great to see a player of Noah Holmes' ability come back to the TSL. Obviously went to the old scholars. You often see players leave the TSL and don't come back, so it's good to see him come back here and play and try and win a flag with this group. As you said, his brother James is out this afternoon due to a back injury. So he's a very important player to this lineup as well. Smith runs down. Keegan Ryan there too, number 23 for the Roos, the son of the coach, Peter Ryan. A good solid year last year, Keegan. Smith again. Not travelling too far. Stop-start affair here in the third term. We've hit time on. So a 29-point advantage to the visiting Roos.
They're in the ascendancy at the moment, and they'd be happy for a slow stop-start tempo to continue. It's going to make life very tough for the Bombers. They'll pull off a comeback here as dancing through traffic, Proprotny. This is kick forward, but it was ill-directed, straight out of bounds on the full. It's a collection of cars there, as you mentioned, Brent. Crowd in here this afternoon for the season opener.
I used to like Good Friday footy, how it focused on the community games before the AFL decided to bring in their game, and at least it's a late start, so people can still get to the early games in the local footy.
Yeah, like feeling Good Friday with the TSL as Garland drives the Roos deep inside 50. A free kick's been spotted here. He'll argue the point racket, but he won't get the decision. It's going to be Mitch Rainbird. Go back, around about 30 out directly in front for a pretty regulation chance.
Great to see this man back playing footy too. Obviously had his concussion issues. They thought he mightn't be able to get back to play footy, but great to see him out there.
So Mitch Rainbird could extend the lead to a game high 35 points there. Make life very tough for the Bombers. He goes back, makes the umpire work, and misses a reprieve there.
Big let off for the Bombers. Low scoring affair would have made it really difficult for the host to get back in this game. McGuinness drives it long to the outer wing. Mark not taken by Smith. Will get the footy in the end though, but dragged to the ground. Franklin. "23 minutes gone, might be a long quarter." Enjoying the coverage here on the live stream. Great to be able to bring it to you on Good Friday, season opener. Inside again for the Roos. Mark not paid, but here's Holmes again, looking at goal number 4 for Noah Holmes. He's loving his time back in the TSL.
Proving a very good Friday indeed for Noah Holmes. He's dining out here at the moment, starting to get a little bit of service. And they're out to a 6-goal break now. The Bombers just did well out of the middle in probably the first 10 or 15 minutes of this quarter, but Clarence got a couple of goals, got a run on, and it's really starting to feel like one-way traffic now. The confidence flowing through this Clarence side. They're out by 6 goals, and they're flying. Big expectations for this group heading into the season. There's a real a view that this could be the year that they can push for a premiership, and they're making sure they put their best foot forward here in round 1. They lead by 36 points as Smith and Green duel in the ruck. It falls into the path of Green, gathers, somehow avoids the tackle and gets a kick away before he was cleaned up. Works it towards half forward. Mark taken there by Oscar Proprotny. Proprotny called to play on, wheels and goes and will drive them into the forward pocket. Holmes is there again, off hands. Trying to get out of trouble there. Bombers, but only so far as Anderton. Anderton kept it in, drives them deep to the goal square. Oh, through the hands of Garland. Dropped one he surely should have had. Great tackle laid pre-Shaw. Umpire did not share that view. He said it was a dumping tackle. That's a free kick. Well, I thought he might have got one for holding the ball, but it'll go the other way. The Bombers will take over in the back pocket. Called to play on. High out of defence. To a contest. The fist came from Green, but into the path of Sutton. He gathered, sent them forward. Good hand in there by Wiley. And kills the contest and forces the throw in.
Very difficult here for Lauderdale. 36-point margin. Dying embers of this third term. Smith, Green. And intercepted by Siggins, who got the handball over the top, only as far as the Clarence player. Ryan. And now Norton throws it on the boot. Heads boundary side, but way too far, out of bounds on the full. So Lauderdale get the chance to restart here. They'd love one more here, at least before three-quarter time, just to give themselves a sniff in the final term. And he kicked 3 for the game. Need a lot more than that to win it from here, so it's going to be difficult. Big fly from behind, big fist, and out of bounds. A lot of support, as you can hear through the effects mic for the Clarence Footy Club here at the tip this afternoon. These two teams, we know the history between them. Clarence has probably had the wood over the Dale though the last year or two. Pies blowing the whistle, holding the jumper is the call. And that'll go the way of the Roos as well, so things going beautifully for them at the moment. Green goes with the short kick. Gets it back in the end and throws it on the boot. Again, that's right out of bounds on the full as well, so not great kicking here at the moment.
Yeah, the wind perhaps just sucking into that little corner of the ground. There's been about 4 or 5 of them going straight out there. The Bombers in dire need of a goal will launch this one along to a contest. Over the head of Siggins though. They'll burrow in. They won't get decisive clearance here. Patton got in the back a little, gets away with it. Tight to the line, extracting himself Protney. Actually the umpire's going to have to kill for it. So we tick towards three-quarter time. 4 goals to 1 this term for the Roos. It's been pedal to the metal for Clarence. Now with a 6-goal lead in this one. One down by Smith, but in boundary side. A lot of stoppages in this third quarter. There you'd think was pretty strong at, but Clarence have certainly had the better of them this third term. Back into play once more, and the Sixers will duel there. Smith won it, but to a Clarence player. Hands and knees, he goes back in, grabs it, but he's brought down there by Rainbird. He felt without it. Umpire says play on. Tompkins just slams it on the boot, sending it forward. Snap towards full forward. The mark is taken back there by McGuinness.
Cleverly done by the superstar from Lauderdale. All comes towards us, but only as far as Mitch Anderton. He wants to go inside 50. Mark taken, spots a teammate. And he wants to have a shot on goal as well. So this could almost ice the cake. The quarter to play, you'd think.
Keegan Ryan, not short of confidence, immediately pointed, said, I'll have the shot umpire.
He did. Leave it to me, boys, he said. So Keegan Ryan, as we said earlier, fantastic season last year under his dad Peter with Clarence. That kick is on its way, and that kick is very, very nice indeed. Another one to Clarence, and it's almost game over, Andrew Cooling.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. 42 points. That's double what Lauderdale managed to score for the entire game through 3 quarters that they've now got to make up. But you can see why he was confident there. Keegan Ryan immediately pointed. He knew he had the journey, no problems. And sweet, sweet contact with that ball. Beautiful kick. And 9-9. They've kicked 5 goals in this third quarter. They do call it the Premiership quarter. And it's been a pretty decisive break they've made here, the Roos. Quarter number 3. 7 goals the margin into the final term, and probably now at this point for the Bombers it's about just trying to get some respectability back on the scoreboard. This is not how they wanted to start things. Siggins took it out of the ruck, clean dropped it, fell to Patton. Patton sends it wide, searching out there. Teammate dancing through a couple but ran into trouble there, and Baxter Norton hand pass backwards. Now they'll drive it inside forward 50. Getting back there was Anderton. They'll want the safety of the boundary line here, but Franklin kept charging on. Belchambers, sorry, in the end, off hands. And you're throwing in the forward pocket. Going past half an hour here in the term. Can't be too long left. There have been 6 goals scored, but major stoppages to speak of. Is back into play once more. One down there by Holmes. They're going to run in the ruck. Siggins really want to take possession of the ball. In the end, just steps out of play.
He'll be pretty disappointed with this start, Lauderdale, you'd have to think. He's still got some really good experience. I know they lost a lot too over the off-season, but you look down the list and you see some of the names they've got there. I would have expected to start a little bit better than this in round 1 of 2023. And there is the 3-quarter time siren. So it is all the Clarence Roos here at Skybus Oval. Big 5-goal quarter from the visitors. Has them with a very, very healthy lead here at the final change. And something miraculous would have to happen from here for Lauderdale to win this game, Andrew Cooley.
Yeah, they started off the third quarter pretty well. I thought the Bombers probably had the first half dozen inside 50s, putting some good pressure on, but the Clarence defence held pretty firm. Keegan Wiley with a couple of nice plays down there. They held on, and then as soon as they went up the other end, I think they scored from their first 2 forward 50 entries, and that almost burst the Bombers' bubble a little bit. From there, you could tell the confidence was really flowing through Clarence. They dominated the back end of that quarter, and they've stormed away now to what looks a match-winning lead at this stage of 7 goals.
42-point margin to be precise. We'll be back with the final quarter for you shortly here on the TSL live stream. Well, welcome back to Skybus Oval. Good Friday TSL action. And at three-quarter time here, it is Clarence in full control, leading by 42 points, 63 plays 21. Brent Costello here with you alongside Andrew Cooling. Drewy, any sniff at all for Lauderdale to get back into this game, do you think?
I won't go full BT from last night on the AFL game here, Breno, and pretend that I think this game is still in the balance, because I don't. I honestly don't. I think Clarence have done enough to win this one. Like if Lauderdale could score a couple in the first few minutes, maybe. But they've scored 21 points for the game. They're down by 42 points. It's a near impossible
some sort
task.
of fight back, wouldn't it?
It'd be one of the more miraculous fight backs you'll ever see. And I didn't say much from them in the third quarter that suggested a capability for it. But look, what they don't want to get happen to them round one is get blown out on your home patch.
By your arch rival.
So you might meet in finals later down the line. So important that they do put a better quarter together here in the final term, even if they can't get over the top and win.
Correct. Speak Up Stay Chatty Cup on the line too between these two clubs this afternoon. The 10th year, which is fantastic. So we're almost set to go here for the final term. 42-point lead to the visiting Roos. And we're underway. Smith and Green go at it. All goes high in the S. Sutton's underneath it, takes a nice mark too. Reece Sutton, veteran of this team, gets it off to Bell Chambers. Bell Chambers goes long inside 50. Ball spills out the back. It's all mopped up though by the Clarence defence. Ball heading to boundary side now. Eventually rolls over. And we'll have a throw in the right forward pocket for Lauderdale. I'd love the first goal here. As Andrew Cooling said, do not want to be blown out of the water in round one of the competition. Here's Christensen, wheels around the body, the former cat in the AFL and the coach of this team as well in 2023. Through for a minor score. Makes them to 3-4.
Bending back from Christensen, but not quite enough as this one's launched out of defence in the Alomes direction. Quite bring it down, but have another throw in this little dead pocket of the ground where the ball has just been drawn to.
You're right, it's like a vacuum over there, isn't it?
There's a lot of play, which I'm sure R&TL Tatnall Painting Construction are just loving the work there. They're getting great value for that sponsorship as they'll charge through the middle with Jack Preshaw now. Drives them to half forward. We're just losing the footing there. It's Fisher, and that might allow the Bombers to drive back the other way. They send it deep. The fist came, though, from Keegan Wiley, and the second attempt. Knocking forward, Stixie Blackburn trying to get something happening here. Got it to Christensen. He went down a blind alley. And then Stix picks it up, slaps it on the boot, and says, all right, let's try and start this fight back, and kicks the first of the final term in typical Blackburn fashion.
You said off air you want some Stixie Blackburn magic. That's what you got first up here. Less than 2 minutes in to the final term. Might give his team a little spark they need.
Well, he always plays deep forward, so it was very isolated in that third quarter, but he can be that fire starter type they need.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt about it. He said difficult to win from here, but they can close the gap. There's no doubt about that. So 4-4, plays 9-9. Michael Blackburn on the board in quarter number 4. So here we go again. Smith and Green. Siggins, as we know him to do so well, just burst it out in the middle. Christensen cleverly tapped it backwards. And now here's that man again, Blackburn. He's brought down to ground, almost kicked it to himself.
On the deck, kicking it out of mid-air. He just makes things happen, this man.
Does indeed. We'll have a ball in, though. That was the end result of that. Lauderdale's forward 50 here. And they get another one quickly. The Bombers. Siggins tapped it down. Ball spills out the back and the Roos out of danger for now. Free kick's going to be paid here for a hold on Colin Garland. Back this afternoon out of retirement for Clarence. Puts it down the line. Holmes couldn't take the mark. Gets the footy in the end though. And they go inside 50 once more. Clarence mark taken. And they'll go back for another set shot and quickly have the chance to spoil what was a good start to this quarter for Lauderdale Footy Club.
There is the real strength of the Garland-Holmes partnership. Garland presents up the ground, takes that, gets the free kick at half-back, and you've still got a big marking target at centre half forward. How many teams have that luxury?
So Bryce Alomes is the man with the football. Right behind this, so we'll know straight away how it looks off the boot. In he wanders, and that's going to push across the face for a minus score for Alomes. He's not happy with himself. Takes his team to 64, 9-10, and Lauderdale 4-4-28.
And just turned straight over there to Keegan Ryan, trying to move it quickly, but turned it straight to the opposition, so he's going to have to come back. So the Bombers defence tries to get set here. It's problem being so far down. The risk you got to take, like that kick down the middle there. Very little margin for error as the mark is taken. A Rainbird at centre half forward. Pocket of space in front of him, just stands it up, and the mark almost taken, not quite there by Alomes. The Bombers look to bounce it off through Patton. He goes the 1-2, and from half back he'll screw a kick up the wing. Gets some handy territory. Just pitches and the cross comes Wiley. Wiley wanting the safety of the line. We'll find it, he's just scored it out by Perkins. So they'll got to be absolutely perfect from here on out. Kicked the first goal here in the final term. They've got to keep going. It's back into play. One down by Smith, straight to the opposition though. So we'll just blast this one to half forward. Little handle in defence in the end. Handball went back to Hay. Taken away by the Bombers. Centre wing. Going to get this ball moving, and they do so. Broomhall eventually just chips it. A lot of territory though. Clarence well structured up behind the ball here, and it's forcing the sideways options. Actually going to be forced to kick it to a contest, you suspect. He went into the middle, interjecting was Anderton. A high tackle there on Bellchambers. He gets the free kick, Bellchambers. He wheels and goes. He'll drive the Bombers deep inside forward 50. Siggins down there lurking. Handball got it to him with the banana from the pocket. Sammy Siggins! What a finish there from the Bombers talisman. They've got the first two of the final term. They cut the margin to 30 points. A touch of class from Sammy Siggins.
Oh, he's what do you say about Sam Siggins? That is a beautiful kick. And that's why he won the Lynch medal last year as the best player in the competition. That's the sort of stuff he can do. He's just a wonderful, wonderful player. And back to a 30-point margin now. So, been a good quarter so far from the Bombers. But what a finish that was from Sam Siggins. Five, 4 plays, 9-10. We restart in the middle. Bellchambers trying to tunnel it out. Only got as far as Rainbird, who got it to Ryan. Bouncing ball inside 50 now. Holmes got the handball away. Chance for the Roos in front of goal. And it was Ruben Tompkins who had the nice finish. And they get one back and make it back out to a 36-point margin.
Yeah, the value of playing in front of your man there as a leading forward as the ball bounced up. It was a pretty awful delivery from Keegan Ryan, string inside 50. Got a little bit lucky perhaps, but that's the value of front position. Got there, and the immediate response from Clarence is to kick it back out to 6 goals, and that's the problem. The Bombers have started this quarter well, kicked the first couple of goals, but back out to a 6-goal deficit there. On that immediate response, really no margin for error in this final term. Smith decisively over the top, gathered by Baxter Norton. He in turn is tackled though, going nowhere. Something in there. The busier players for the Bombers. Smith bumping it forwards. Turning was Paprotny. The handball back inside to Ryan, back to Paprotny. He sends it into open field. Gathered down there as they'll send it inside 450 once more. Clean hands almost Tompkins. Fumbled at the last second. Oh, forward, selling a little bit of candy, and they work it up there. Blasting it straight out of bounds on the full. Another panicked kick, that one. Clarence will take over at half forward. Mitch Anderson just chips one, but he rather broadcast his intent, and it's intercepted there by Continenza.
Continenza now has the short option to Belchambers, who got the handball over the top, and now Christensen had some time and space, slowed himself up, and she got the kick away, and that kick wasn't his best, and might get the free kick here. Like it's Fisher. Murray Fisher with the footy. 36-point margin, favour of the visitors. He's up the line, looking for Garland, but cut off nicely. Anderton brought to ground. Out of bounds, boundary throw in. Reminder, we've got a couple of other games today to kick off round one of the TSL. Tigers in control, well and truly in control at North Hobart against the Demons. And then the big one tonight at UTAS Stadium. Catch that one on the live stream as well. And North Launceston and Launceston go head to head. That'll be an absolute beauty as Smith got the handball away and brought down in a big tackle was Patton. That's intercepted too, so some good defence there. Roos move it forward though. Handball forward to Christensen. Christensen centres the footy. Kick wasn't his best. Inside the centre square. And now picked up by Ratcliffe, who wants to go wide and does, and heads boundary side. And that's where the ball will end up over the line. Took over 10 minutes gone. Final term. Roos in control at Skybus. Opening game of the season. We had a couple of their stars today. And their captain. And also James Holmes as well. Smith down. Got the footy back too, but he's wrapped up. And a Keegan Ryan tackle. And we'll have another ball up.
Christensen on the ball for the time being here. Trying to his charges sparked here, and he'll get the clearance. Well, he won't, because his handball was blocked off there by Baxter Norton. Shut that one down, tumbled inside 50. Handball into dispute. Roos win it back. Norton chips it over the top. It's all Garland there. And the big fella just holds off the defender with one arm, extends the other, and then his teammates, I think, are going to cost him a shot at goal.
Big Wade Warwin there, just making his presence felt.
Unfortunately, got a little too much felt. It's going to go the way of McGuinness, so we'll just chip it over the top.
That's a Coach Giller, isn't it? Directly in front of goal.
And Kel Garland won't be happy with that.
He won't.
Following off his third snag of the day. He'll have to give him a drink for that one after the game, I would have thought.
Absolutely.
So Stanley shipping it short, but short, quick passing. That's more what they need here. Stanley looking to break some lines and drive the inside 50, and there he is.
Your man.
Stixie Blackburn starting to come to life in the final term. Might be a little bit too late, but he'll go back and try and kick his second of the quarter here.
Yeah, we know he's lively when he gets going, Sticks. That's exactly what's happened in this last quarter. He's wasting no time either. Knows the clock isn't in their favour at the moment.
Blackburn would kick for around about 50 out. Get the margin back to an even 5 goals. See the umpire work, but sneaks it home. It's a good kick in the end from Blackburn. He has his second of this final term. The Bombers 6-4-40, still 5 goals down, however. Clarence 10-10-70.
Yes, they can't quite reduce that margin below 30 points, can they? The Roos often with a quick reply, so I'd love just to get a couple more here and add some further respectability to the scoreboard before full time. But 6-4 plays 10-10.
You can hear the instructions from the sideline. Take the game on. That's the only choice they've got at this point, isn't it?
Exactly right. Smith and Green go at it again. Christensen, the handball away. Only as far as Smith, who Green was on top of, and we'll have a restart right in the middle here of Skybus Oval. Rains stayed away this afternoon, the second half at least. Smith, big smack down. Ryan got the handball over the top. For Protney. Got it further afield. Now running onto the footy is Tremaine. Tremaine got caught up by Christensen. Restart again. Out of side of the ground. Cars too deep here on Good Friday. Great to see. Smith. Out the back now. It's Patton. Has a bounce. Delivers it long inside 50. And on the lead there was Swinton. Takes the nice mark on the chest. Looking for his best option here. Besides, that's on the wing. Bell Chambers gets the football, centres it, and a big fly from Anderton. Advantage paid to Lauderdale, and the mark has been taken. And they'll have a shot on goal, the Bombers. And it's Jeremiah Perkins with the footy. He's going to back himself in now, look for the shot on goal.
Take the margin to 24 points halfway through the final term. Just give Clarence something to think about if he can kick this one.
Directly in front. Kick from just inside 50. It's on its way, and it looks deadly accurate. And the Bombers have got some life in them. That's another goal in this final term. And suddenly the lead's back to just 24 points, Andrew Cooley.
Yeah, this has been their best 15 minutes of football for the day. That's for sure. Still plenty of work to do. No margin for error, but they've given themselves a sniff here in the first 15, 16 minutes of this final term. Clarence probably one more goal to completely put it to bed, but they're hanging in there. They're showing some fight, which undoubtedly will please Alan Christensen, and moving the ball with a bit more purpose suddenly here in the final term. It's born out of necessity, scoreboard pressure, but certainly been a lot better. Back within 4 goals. They get the next one. That could make things very interesting. But Protney sends it towards half forward. Took a bit of an awkward bounce. Gathered eventually by Hay. He handballed it out there to Anderton, who stroll into an open goal. And once again, the Roos immediately respond. Both their goals this quarter have come from clean centre breaks, where they've scored within about 15 seconds of having conceded. Back out to 5 goals.
So Josh McGuinness in the background there, just asking the question, what happened? And you're right, they just get the quick reply, don't they? The Roos are back to 30 points. Just to put to bed any sniff of a comeback for the Bombers. 7-4, 11-10. Approaching time on final term. 2 Eastern Shore rivals going head-to-head here in round 1 of the TSL this afternoon. Green got first use. Ball comes out the back door. And Bell Chambers went to Continenza. Big fly. Oh, could take the mark. Siggins now throws it on the boot. Goes deep inside 50. All still alive here. Danger spot. And now Sutton throws it on the boot and across the face. He thinks he's kicked it. I think the umpire, the goal umpire said it was a behind. So he thought he had it there, Roos Sutton. The goal umpire knew straight away it was a behind. So a little confusion there.
He was pretty pumped, wasn't he, son?
He was. Would have been a good goal.
Yeah, he was in full celebration mode. So not to be. And that was a poor kick. I'm pretty sure it takes the mark out of play. Bombers will get it moving quickly. Ooh. Tough contest there. Patton coming off worse for wear. Feeling that one. There's Patton as he gingerly gets back to his feet. 29 points in the margin here. Some tick towards red time. Suddenly come alive a little in the final turn. We've had 6 goals so far this quarter. That's as many as we had in the entire first half. It's just opened up a tad as the afternoon's wore on. Free kick going the way Stanley. Has he got the journey from here, Ed Stanley? Wheels out to the right. He might do. Did, then wove back to the left, and then a dumping block off the ball's been called there. Decision you see every day. Free kick will go to Rainbird.
Not happy, Ed Stanley. He's had to hand that over. Rainbird. His kick goes straight down the throat of Josh McGuinness. McGuinness, star of the competition. That one goes out of bounds. Quarter time in the AFL this afternoon. It's North Melbourne. 6-point lead at the first change against Carlton, of course. 3-4, plays 2-4. A nice start for the Roos. To bounce back after that loss to Hawthorn here in Tasmania last week. Will Chambers cop one high there into ground. Now Siggins. Williams goes wider. Umpire's blown the whistle here, but play goes on. Right to the paint of 50. Ball flies over the head. That's a high tackle from Christensen. It looks like it's coming back here, is it? It is. And it's Rainbird with the football.
Something off the ball.
Yes. Rainbird centres it to Swinton. But Swinton got an offer. Dodges the defender. Gets it to his skipper for today. Baxter Norton. Norton looking for Wall. Wall got quick hands to the ball, but intercepted by McGuinness. And Lauderdale get to go forward once more. Good interception there by the Roos. Wade Wall with the football now. Wants to drive it long and deep. Looking for one of those tall targets up forward. Mark not taken. McGuinness, though, works it out of defence once more for the Bombers. Wall busy last minute or so. Norton. What can Baxter Norton do? Drills it long. Kick wasn't his best. Bounces out the back door. Again, Lauderdale work it out of defence.
And it's going to come back straight in there. So Liam Howard takes the mark. Ships backwards to Wiley. Clarence happy to run a little clock at this stage now. Swinton almost brought down from behind. Just got his kick away from the intended target, but found a target all the same. And they'll just chip it into the pocket. Easy as you like. 3 men everywhere. Bryce Loams. Go back. Difficult kick here.
Missed one earlier this quarter. So you're looking to make up for it, Bryce Loams. Tough from there, though.
See if he opts to take the shot on or just stand it up. Given the state of the game, you'd probably fancy he might try and get himself a goal here. Bryce Loams. Difficult kick from the boundary, 45 out. He's made pretty good contact, but flooded it across the face for a minor score only.
7-5, 11-11. Roos will be round one winners in the TSL. They had a couple of their stars this afternoon. They go forward again. Here's Holmes. Great afternoon for him in his return to the TSL. Mark straight down the throat there of Ed Stanley. Stanley goes over the top of Anderson's head. Anderson got the handball though. Norton pushed to the ground, and free kick being paid to the Clarence captain. Jared Harper, the other player out this afternoon, back injury. Not sure the timeline on Harper and James Holmes' return to this team. Norton. Wall flies. That's a great mark. Got the jukes out. Big man, Wade Wall.
Some big men in that forward line.
There is. It's going to be hard to stop throughout 2023, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the type of delivery in there that worked well for the Roos. Just stick it up high and you've got 3 giants down there.
Absolutely. So Wade Wall come and gone from the club, but been a mainstay of this team for some time now. Wade Wall right on 50, and that Has been kicked right across the face of goal. Ball still alive here though for Clarence. It's thrown the boot of Tompkins. And it's not a good Friday. It's a great Friday here for Clarence this afternoon. They're dominating at the tip. And they're going to be round one winners for 2023.
Really nice finish that from Ruben Tompkins. Instinctive stuff. Clean at ground level. And the snap from the angle. Fires home truly. Back out to 36 points. They've just found a way to respond when they've needed to here this afternoon. Lauderdale have had a mini run on. Perhaps they've been quick to get back on top of the contest and put it on the scoreboard too. More so. And the 36-point lead. A very impressive opening act here from the Roos. Season, they'll be hoping they're deep into September. Round one showing. They're going to be a tough side to beat this year, and they'll take it out of the middle once more. Pre-short by hands and shifted forwards. And they'll drive it deep once more over the head though this time, and the Bombers able to bounce off half back. Guinness clears them up towards the wings. Spoil came from behind from Swinton, and they had the extra to help out. Garland the target again, just the old handle the defender with one arm and just extend the other one to try and gather the ball. Just strong man, Colin Garland. Those one-on-one contests, very tough to move off his centre as we tick towards the end of this one. Clarence, fantastic so far today. He's delighted with this. The Bombers with some work to do. Try and clear half back here, but Clarence wall they've been hitting. Swinton over to Norton. Norton chips it short. Drive it inside. Forward 50 here. Holmes the target, had two to beat, couldn't do so, but then hit ground level, Anderson picked it up, slams it through the middle, and they have another 42 points now for Clarence. And they have been fantastic here this afternoon at the tip. And now out to a 7-goal lead.
Yeah, we're disappointed in Lauderdale. They fought their way back in this final term and added some respectability on the scoreboard. I think got back to 24 points at one stage. And as you say, Drewy, back out to a significant margin now. So they'll be displeased with that, the Bombers. On the opposite side of the coin, though, Clarence, what a wonderful start to their campaign this season. Second year in the job for Peter Ryan. Look like they'll be one of the teams to beat again in what will be a really close competition, I'm tipping, in 2023. Can't wait for tonight's game to get a good read on the Launceston teams in the northern half of the state. Kicked out of the air there by Siggins. We get another one here, Clarence, before the full-time siren. Ball comes right in front of our commentary position. Ryan got the handball away. Continenza. Stanley. Goes to the paint of 50. Not taken. Up there by Bealey. It goes wide to Green. Green, kick smothered off the boot. Here's Ryan. This one will trickle outside for a boundary throw in. 27.5 minutes almost gone here. Final term. Big win coming up for Clarence in round one of the TSL.
4 goals apiece here in the final term. Lauderdale 3 of the first 4, but Clarence have responded with 3 of the next 4. Ground level again. Battle for it. Actually handed out there by Bill Chambers. Smith thought better of taking possession, just cleverly knocked it on. They build well here through Broomhall. Doesn't have a lot of options he likes out of Broomhall, so just delays and then finally sends it deep inside forward 50. Bodies hit the floor down there. Swinton coming through for Clarence. He'll want the safety of the boundary line. And he finds it. He's had a pretty good last quarter, Luke Swinton. Clarence, been impressed with his reading of the game back there. Side. Just moments away from what will be a massive round one victory. Quite the opening statement from the Roos. Making themselves as a side to beat here. 2023. Siggins up against Green. Siggins tried to take it out of the ruck, couldn't do so. Wiley, hands and knees, he's going nowhere.
And it can't be too long left in this one. And Siggins disposed of Green and will give away the free kick. The Lynch medalist from last season. Green, a great season last year too, Sam Green. Another important player in this Clarence lineup. As they look to forge ahead and go one step better, or 2 steps better in fact, at the pointy end. Well kick forward by Propotny, and a big fly. Again, the Roos work it forward. Not anyone on offer though. Bell Chambers is brought to ground. And there it is. The final siren sounds here at Skybus Oval. And a big win to the Clarence Footy Club to start their 2023 campaign in style. 89 points to 47 is the final score. And that's an impressive display, Andrew Cooling.
Yeah, led at every change. It was a tight first half. 16 points to the margin at half-time. Then they really put their foot down, kicked 5 goals to 1 in that third quarter, got that separation, and from there it was always going to be their day. The Bombers did well in the first half of that final term, kept fighting, got it back to 24 points, but they had absolutely no margin for error, and Clarence re-established control in those final 10 minutes, and in the end walk away pretty comfortable winners here, and a big statement in round 1 from the Roos.
And they've got all that momentum, and now they've got the bye next week, the Clarence Roos, so I'll be disappointed about that. We'll see Lauderdale go to Glenorchy and take on the Magpies at KG5, so that'll be interesting in itself to see what sort of display we'll get from the Glenorchy Footy Club, who have had a torrid off season with player numbers, but speaking to their president Peter Barwick yesterday, he thinks they'll be okay in 2023, which is good news. Just quickly too, big win to the Tigers at North Hobart Oval this afternoon against North Hobart, 74-29, and we've got the big game coming up at UTAS Stadium tonight between North Launceston and Launceston. Any final thoughts from you, Drew, before we wind up?
Just really impressed with Clarence. I think big things expected of them this year. I'm really looking forward to tonight, as you mentioned, to get a read on those Launceston sides, see where they're at. But Clarence have been talked about all pre-season as a premiership fancy. I think that's why Colin Garland reversed the retirement decision. I think he senses an opportunity. And from what I saw here this afternoon, a pretty impressive start, a pretty strong team, and with players to come back in, have gone a whole lot better for them. Once again, we apologise for not being able to bring you the first half this afternoon. We hope you enjoyed the second though. It's a big win to the Clarence Footy Club, 89-47. Brent Costello and Andrew Cooling signing off from Skybus Oval.